Hey guys, welcome to AV Atmos. This is a review on the new series from Netflix called The Witcher. I just finished watching it. I spent the entire day. Today is my kind of like free day, so I spent nearly the entire day watching this. In between, I just spent a couple of hours watching it, and I must tell you guys, it is not the best medieval series I've seen. Maybe not better than other ones, the greats that we have, like Vikings or Game of Thrones. But what this, but what this lacks for great storyline, it makes up for with visuals and fantastic action. In fact, the action scenes in this is the best medieval action choreographed fight scenes that I've ever seen on TV, like on TV series. Sorry guys, even as great as Game of Thrones is, this one really measured up well. These fight scenes were fantastic. Was amazing. The thing a lot of stupid critics that didn't even watch the entire series were complaining of was the time loop effect. You understand? They were bouncing around different timelines, explaining what happened before the recent events. Now, to the untrained eyes, because they were not putting out the timelines, a lot of people may be confused. Even in fact, when I started it, it took me to the third episode before I started understanding exactly what was going on, because the first two episodes were a bit confusing because they were more or less in the prequel before what was happening. They were actually interchanging it with recent events, so a lot of it was very confusing. The director didn't do his homework very well in that regard, and it affected the series terribly. I must say this. It affected the series terribly. I must say I wasn't really impressed by the whole timeline thing. But in terms of visuals, in terms of the story, I like the story, regardless of the time loop effects or the timeline swaps. The story of The Witcher was quite good. Him having to come out, that's basically the story of him finding the princess of the fallen kingdom to protect. I kind of like it, and him being a monster hunter. I'm not really liking to like go into battle with the humans or killing humans. I just like the story. Now, as for critics are very stupid, especially the female critics that have been reviewing this. They've not watched this series. I've read some of their stuff online, and I found that these dudes and ladies go out there, watch 2 episodes and judge it by just that first 2 episodes. Now, as I told you guys, it took me nearly almost 4 episodes for me to understand what was going on, that these guys were swapping timelines, and that made it a lot more confusing. It made it a lot more confusing, and you probably may start thinking, oh my goodness, maybe I'm wasting my time watching this, because the director did not put in set pieces of time, or maybe just carry on from wherever it started, from the initial start to the recent events. Maybe that would have been a lot more better, but the director decided to maybe tell a story in a different form. I can understand that. But I gotta tell you guys, I really enjoyed the series. In terms of my rating overall, I'm going to give this series a 7.5 out of 10. I could have given it an 8, but because of the timeline problems that the director set up by his own will, because he could have shot this film from when it started to the epic battle and all that, and nothing would have been lost in the process. So I'm just going to give you a 7.5. It's nowhere near Vikings that has a 10/10 rating for me. It's nowhere near Game of Thrones that has a 9.5 out of 10 for me. It's nowhere near Mandalorian that has an 8.5 out of 10 for me. But it's there. It's technically my fourth best series in recent times. So it's getting a solid 7.5 out of 10, and I'm recommending everybody on this channel to go watch it and enjoy yourself watching this. Follow us on social media, guys. If you like this review, subscribe to our channel, and I'll catch you guys later.